And good evening to you from the Storm Alert Weather Center. This is lead forecaster Daniel Wilson along with storm anchor Keith Richardson. We're here this evening looking at the threat and the possibility of severe storms across much of the area into the late night and early morning hours on Thursday. And we've been watching everything for the last little while, and simply we've had a few developments. We've had the Storms Prediction Center change the outlook. They'd taken out part of our area for the slight risk and then added it back into a slight risk area. And that includes most all of our coverage area. I don't have that graphic on exactly. We can go ahead and go to the radar, and we'll look at the radar and show you the latest information that we have. Show a line of showers and thunderstorms that is now impacting areas around Greene and Taylor County. None of those are severe at this time. Heavy rainfall is occurring, and some small hail is also being noted in that particular thunderstorm event. Again, that is for Greene and Taylor County, but nothing as we speak for the for this area. Now, as you look at the radar with the watch and warning boxes indicated there, it does not show anything as far as warnings for our area. That would include tornado watches. Severe thunderstorm warnings are not in effect, except for parts of the area where there are severe thunderstorm watches. That would encompass Adair, or correction, that would include Taylor County, also Casey County, Pulaski County, and areas back off to the east in the coal fields of eastern Kentucky. And that is that's where we have the warnings currently in effect, or the watches in effect. And as of now, we have no warnings to tell you about as we go into the 10 o'clock hour this evening. As we talked about the Storms Prediction Center, right here is the new area of slight risk, and that does include all of the Lake Cumberland area back into eastern Kentucky, stretching down from areas around Louisa, Ashland, down through Jackson, areas east and west of Interstate 75. And then as we go back to the west, it extends even into parts of Missouri. So that's the latest from the Storms Prediction Center. It indicates that a slight risk of severe weather is occurring in this part of the area. Going to take a look at some of the data that we have and things that we look for. One of the things is the CAPE values, and the CAPE values is the energy that is necessary to trigger thunderstorms. And as you can see from the data that we're showing, the CAPE values are really high, especially for this time of the nighttime. But as I was telling Keith a little bit ago, just because we have very high CAPE values does not mean that we will see severe thunderstorms. That means that the conditions that way are correct, but it does not mean necessarily that we would have a severe thunderstorm. Those are high numbers, and that is something that kind of keeps us thinking that there's a possibility we could have some severe weather later on tonight. Dew point values, as we see those, dew points are moderately high, anywhere from 69, 70, and a lot of those numbers are able to support severe weather. The dew points, wind temperatures and dew points all kind of go hand in hand. And As we look at the temperatures now, you can see the temperatures across the region in the upper to mid 70s. In fact, it's 76 here in the studio now at the Storm Alerts Weather Center. And as we look at the radar, I want to bring up the radar once again, show you what is going on in the line of weather, and show you what we can expect as we make our way into the early morning hours, into the midnight hours of Thursday morning. Now, here is the latest radar imagery and the areas closer to home. Now, if we put a track on this line of showers and thunderstorms that is moving through, we can get an approximate idea of how these storms will track across. And this is some of the areas that would be impacted, and that would include Liberty by 10:34. That'll be 11:34 on the Eastern Time Zone. Pelleton and Columbia by 10:35. Columbia by 10:38, and 10:52. Around Russell Springs, and 11 o'clock Science Hill, 11:03 for Jamestown. And this is the expected track as we see these storms begin to develop this evening. Again, anywhere between 10:30 and 11 o'clock that you can anticipate the likelihood of severe weather or moderate to strong thunderstorms across the area, and then we could see some of those moderately strong to severe. Now I'm going to bring up our my Facebook page and see if we have any questions going on. We always appreciate the questions. If anybody has anything to talk about, somebody says it's cutting in and out, watching from Falmouth, Kentucky. We appreciate that. This is basically all that we have to share with you this evening, is the information we have passed along to you. Again, if you have a need to follow us, you can do it on Facebook. And for the latest weather, and I think we are maybe cutting out some. I don't exactly know the reason why that is happening, but it appears that we are. We may try to log back in a second, because I can see what's on the screen. It's about 2 or 3 minutes old. So we're going to try to log back out and then come back in and see if it doesn't do any better.